Mother's Day, you are the greatest. To ibu-ibu semua, you are the yang best sekali, yeah, for the Indonesian. And the next one is that we're going to touch on something called the diamond world. And this is one topic which is very, very interesting and which I am also looking forward to because it's going to be my first time listening to it. Well, we're going to learn together. And are you ready? Because we have two special moments together. So let's put our hands together and let us welcome DMO and also Gershi Michael Roach. So for your information, all this has been made possible, this public talk is because of DMO. And who is DMO? Well, we know that it is being founded by none other than Teacher Shugan, Teacher Cynthia, and also Teacher Dawn. So this is one privilege that we have because we always do things out of the boundaries, right? Something very different, right? So, and it was being established because we want to reach out more to all of you people, especially English-speaking people all over Asia, and even to the Europe country that don't speak English. So we want every one of you to be successful in 5 main areas of your life and to be able to serve the world and becomes a very successful and peaceful world for everyone. So are you one of it too? So vision of DMO is really very strong, and in fact all of us are in it together. And today when you're here, it's because you have the vision the same as DMO. Now, let's listen to who is GMR. Without GMR, we wouldn't be able to have this wisdom, right? So DMO has the privilege to conduct all the events for all of us through GMR's teachings. And we conducted all the events, all the workshops, and all the extras like application labs and everything. Well, let me introduce who is Gershi Michael Roach. He is none other than our teacher, right? And he is the one who started ending Diamond International. It ranks from nothing to the vice president. And with just 3 workers to 10,000 workers. How incredible. And from 50,000 loan, he make it into a big profit of 250 millions in annual sales. Oh, that's my dream. Now, country growth doubled in 15 years in a row. And in 2009, because it's growing so rapidly, Warren Buffett even acquired this company. And today, Gershi Michael founded Diamond Cutter Institute in the year 2010. That's where he showed us what is the seed principles. And that's where I base my life on the seed principle until today. So without further ado, I believe every one of us have come here with one mission. Well, to see what is Touch the Diamond World. And I would like to say thank you very much for giving your time for this today. In fact, it's a special day, Mother's Day. Maybe all of you be celebrating, but you make the opportunity. You give yourself the privilege to come and join us to listen to Touch the Diamond World. So shall we give applause to Teacher Shugan to give a little bit words to welcome all of us? Over to you, Teacher Shugan.
Okay, good morning everyone. Selamat pagi kepada teman-teman Indonesia. I'm very happy to be back here with all of you after traveling to many places, especially staying in US for the past almost 3 months. So I feel very excited this morning in Asia time, having this opportunity to meet up with all of you. Now, this level 7 is one level which is very, very special. I don't know, maybe for new friends, you don't find it special, but for the people who are in our system, I think you might have heard this term from everyone. Level 7 is one level which is very important, and normally the content is considered difficult, and normally we want to learn it from Geshe Michael himself directly. Therefore, today we have what we call the introduction event. Also, we call it the public talk, right? And this is going to introduce our actual event. So this is going to happen in June. The second week of June, we will have this in Taipei, Taiwan, on site, taught by Geshe Michael and DCIG teachers directly. And then for those of you who cannot be in Taiwan, the second week and the third week will be online. So this is something very exciting. I know I cannot convince you enough by just saying it is exciting. I really would like to invite everyone to listen carefully to what Geshe Michael is going to talk in the introduction event. And then after that, I will come back and do some review together. In the meantime, listen carefully, put your notes in the chat box, put your questions in the chat box. After the review, we will have a Q&A together. I will do my best to answer all your questions. And why is this level so special? I don't want to tell you now. I would like to invite you to really, really find out why is this level is considered very special. Okay, deal? If yes, maybe we can start to get ready, and then I would like to invite our IT, Ryan, to prepare to start the video.
Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach, and today we're going to go through the whole DCI Level 7, give you sort of a preview of all the life tools. And listen, this is the most valuable and it's the deepest level of all the DCI. So far we have 14 levels, 15 is coming now. And Level 7 has to be the most important level, and also it's the most difficult level. So we thought it would be good to just go through it and give you some idea of what you're going to be learning. And then I think when you actually go through the level, it'll be a lot easier and you'll be able to understand everything. It's very deep and it's difficult. I always like to say that if something is very valuable, then it's probably going to be a little more difficult, okay? Valuable things take more effort, they take more time, and they take your patience. You have to be patient. We live in a world of the internet. We get answers to our questions in a few seconds. The search program I use, Google, it gives you how many milliseconds it took to give an answer. And that's not the way it works with deep things that are going to change the rest of your life. They take some time and they take effort. And, there was an old advertisement on television. My teacher really liked it, And there was this grumpy business school professor who said, we make money the old way. We earn it. And my teacher loved that. He said, you get wisdom the old way. And you have to earn it. You have to work hard to get it. So don't get scared. Don't get nervous. Don't think, oh, I don't have time to do that. It's extremely valuable. It can make the rest of your life like a miracle. And but you do have to, no pain, no gain. And you're going to have to put some effort in. And this video we have created to help you get a head start. We're going to go through all the ideas that you will be learning. You're not going to learn the full explanation of each of these ideas in 1 hour or 1 hour and 15 minutes, but you will. It will plant seeds in your mind for understanding these things. And then when you take the actual course, subconsciously, deep down, it'll be easier for you. We have an interesting custom in the Geshe course. You might have heard me talk about it before. But every few weeks, the Geshe course is 25 years, and there's actually 25 different levels inside the course. And it's similar to a college or a high school. And we have a freshman class, first year class, and then we have a sophomore class, second year class, junior class, third year class, senior class, 4-year class. But in the Geshe course, it's more like, I don't know, it's like 12 or 13 different levels. Some take 1 year, some take 2 years. So there's a big, big difference between a person in the 5th year and a person in the 10th year or the 15th year. Huge difference. And they have this funny custom that they will grab you by your neck. The Giko will come in. Giko means the debating master. And he will kind of burst into the classroom and grab you by your neck, by your collar, and pull you up and say, okay, leave. You're going to class 15 today. And you're like, no, I can't do that. I'm only in class 3 or I'm in class 4. And they'll say, no. They look at you, they're the disciplinarian of the Geshe course, and they look at you with this look like, do you really want me to hit you on the head with a rosary, or are you going to move right now? It's like the military, And I said, well, yeah, okay, I'm going. And, it takes a while to walk around and find classroom number 15 because the classrooms are spread out everywhere. They're not in one building, And so you go and you try to sit down quietly in the back, and so the teacher won't see you and the other students won't see you. And then you have to sit there for, 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, and the teacher will talk about ideas that you have no idea what they're talking about. Even the vocabulary, even the words the teacher is using are words that you never heard of. And then to try to understand what all the words mean together, it's just impossible, And the first few times that I was put into a higher class as an observer, just for one day, it was very frustrating. And I got sort of, I was defensive because I was a foreigner and I didn't understand a lot of the customs that they were doing. And I used to come back. And luckily, my teacher had a nephew who I heard from yesterday. He's still alive. He's 85 or something. And I could go to him and get advice and ask him, God, what's this all about? So I went to him in the evening and I said, today they pulled me out of class by the collar and they kind of threatened me and pushed me to go to this other class. And those guys, they're almost finished with their Geshe studies, They're like 15 years into the study. And they forced me to sit in the class and listen. And I don't know what's the point of it. I don't know why they asked me to go there. Because I don't understand anything that they're talking about at all. Everything, even the vocabulary, is completely foreign to me. I don't know what's going on. And then he said, sit down. He used to tell me, sit down, when I had a problem like that. And that's how I survived the Geshe course, because I had the nephew of my teacher, who was kind of my friend, my buddy. And I asked him, what's going on? And he said, sit down, let's have some tea. And he always make me some butter tea. And he'd say, listen, this is what's going on. You sit through the class and you listen to ideas and even vocabulary. that you have no idea what they're talking about. And it can be very frustrating. And we are trained. We are trained to sit there like a sponge. They tell us, just be a sponge. And I'm like, what's that mean, be a sponge? And he said, first thing, relax, okay? You're not supposed to understand everything that's going on, okay? It's a way advanced level, and you're not ready to understand it. But the way to get ready is to sit through it every couple of years. You sit through those classes. You're completely lost. You don't know what they're talking about. And he said, there's this skill of being a happy sponge. And I'm like, what's a happy sponge? And he said, you just sit there, you open up your mind, you open up your heart, you just relax without falling asleep. And you let it flow into your heart. These unusual words, these unusual ideas. And then, 10 years later, when you get to that level, that will affect you. That will prepare you. And you will understand the ideas 10 years later. And that's such a beautiful idea. So that's kind of what we're doing today with this class that we're having together. I'm going to go through the life tools for DCI Level 7, Touching the Diamond World. And I'm just going to plant things in your heart. So just relax, be a happy sponge. Don't turn this video off because you don't understand anything, okay? Just relax, I don't know, have some coffee or a snack and just listen and open up and relax and let the wisdom seeds flow in to your heart. You will understand the whole thing later. But if you don't prepare your heart now, it's going to be very difficult later. Okay, so here we go. Life tool number 1, which you can see here, is a busy train station. And by the way, every DCI level has 12 life tools. We found out that most of these deep subjects can be explained in about 12 different sections, 12 different topics. And then typically we split each of those topics into maybe 5 discussions or 5 different ideas. So I can say a typical DCI level has maybe 12 different life tools. And average, there'll be 4 or 5 deep ideas inside of each life tool. So call it around 50 or 60 deep ideas that you'll be learning in DCI Level 7 and any DCI level. But Level 7 is so deep and so important that we increased it to 14 life tools. So today, hopefully you and me can get through just putting the seeds of these ideas into your sponge. Okay, life tool number 1 is called 2 Worlds to Live In. And the idea is that this is Grand Central Station. I used to go there when I was working in New York. And it's an unusual place. It's old. Okay, you can see the architecture is pretty old. And on this side of the picture, if you could walk backwards, are all the trains coming in from all over the country. Even as people commute even as far as Washington, D.C., they'll be on the train for 3-4 hours and come into New York City to work. And all these people, all day long, are rushing through this one room. It's a total, if you count coming in and going out, it's a total of 1 million people are rushing across this floor every day. And I don't like to go there. It smells like trains. There's kind of this train dust everywhere, oily dust of trains, fuel. And then the people are, I don't know, don't get in the way. of a businessman who's rushing to work late or who's going home to watch Netflix, and they'll just knock you over. So I personally, I don't like to go there. But what's interesting to me is these people, you know, there's people who go in and out of Grand Central Station every day for 30, 40 years, you know. And what they're not aware of and what they're not thinking of at all is that below them, below the floor, and not very far down, is the stone that Manhattan is built on. So this island of New York City, Manhattan, it's all sitting on, all those buildings are sitting on one huge piece of stone. And especially the southern and up to the middle part of the island. And that's why all those tall buildings are clustered down near the southern part. And so nobody, I think out of the 1 million people who rush through this train station every day, nobody is thinking about what's 2 feet below them or 3 feet below them. It's a kind of a miracle that this island is all one big stone because it can support all these buildings. That's why New York is built on Manhattan. But nobody thinks about it, okay? There's a whole another world going on a slightly different level that 1 million people every day walk over it and they don't ever think about it, okay? They have no understanding of it at all. So the diamond world is very, very similar, okay? It exists parallel to this world. And actually, it's all around us all the time. There's no place you ever go where the diamond world is not there in the same room. And if you could touch it once, you could easily make the largest diamond jewelry company in the world, and Warren Buffett would buy it with no business experience at all, and no understanding of business at all. You see, the diamond world is so powerful that if you just touch it once, everything in your life goes perfect. All right, and big success and happy, fun also. All right, next picture, you guys. We got here a diamond. And, you know, why is it called the diamond world? In life tool number 2, we're going to be learning why is it called diamond world? What does diamond world have to do with it? And by the way, it doesn't have to do with the price of a diamond. You know, a diamond happens to be extremely valuable. It's probably pound per pound or gram per gram. It's the most valuable, one of the most valuable materials on this whole world. But that's not why it's special. So in the second life tool, we're going to go through the expression diamond world, and we're going to learn why it's called the diamond world. You know, why is this parallel reality that's all around us all the time, which nobody can see and very few people ever touch it? Why is it called diamond world? You know, why is it given that name? And in life tool number 2, we'll be studying the qualities of the diamond world that are why we call it diamond. And I want to say one thing, and you'll be a little surprised, but it's from my heart, okay? If you ever really understood why it's called the diamond world, then you would feel that it would be very important for you for the rest of your life to be around diamonds, okay? To just have diamonds around you, okay? And I know that sounds strange, especially if you're, you know, this is not a religious course. This is not, we're not talking about some kind of spiritual experiences. We're talking about it's kind of a scientific thing. If you could just, and it doesn't matter what's your culture or what's your country or what language you talk or what race of people are you, man or woman, it doesn't matter, okay? Independent of beliefs, independent of religion, independent of cultural systems, there is a diamond world that extends to every country and every home in every country. And if you could touch it, your practical life, you know, supporting yourself, supporting your family, being successful, making all your dreams come true would run very, very well, okay? Your life would go very, very well if you could touch this world. And it's similar to a diamond in different ways. And we're going to talk about it. By the way, it is not made of diamond, okay? The diamond is just kind of a metaphor that will, and if you think about the qualities of a diamond, it actually helps you to touch the diamond world. I even encourage my friends, I designed a ring, a meditation ring with an uncut diamond in it, a raw diamond. And I encourage people, you know, to get a diamond. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be the one that I'm selling. But get a diamond, try to touch it once in a while. And if you wear one on your body somewhere, I have one in my tooth here that I can always touch when I want it. I have one in my wedding ring, and maybe that's why diamonds are used on wedding rings. I don't know. Maybe there's some deep thing going on there. But if you can touch a diamond regularly, then it has some effect on whether or not you can make contact with the diamond world. Again, if you just make contact once with this parallel reality, then everything in your life will go perfect, you know. So that's why DCI level 7 is so important. Normally, in the DCI levels, which you probably know, we emphasize a lot planting mental seeds, using the 4 steps, serving other people, and planting the seeds for your own success. The diamond world is a little bit different. Of course, it exists parallel to the 4 steps. You know, 4 steps system and the diamond world, they really like each other. They're best friends, okay? They're not the same thing, okay? The diamond world, just, what do you call it? In a passive way. The diamond world just sits there. And if you can do your 4 steps near the diamond world, or if you can be aware of the diamond world as you do your 4 steps, then the 4 steps are like a billion times more powerful. You can have much, much greater results for you and for all the people around you in the world that you live in, for the whole planet. In a whole planet, if someone can touch the diamond world, it affects everybody else in the whole planet, okay? It's a powerful force that ripples out and touches everybody in the world. If you could touch the diamond world, it's not just the greatest thing you could do in this life, but it's also one of the greatest things you can do to help other people in this world, 8 billion other people. Okay, life tool number 3. There's a jewelry box. We have a picture of a jewelry box. This is a special teaching. It comes from about 1,500 years ago. I was working on this translation last year. It's very, very deep. The translation is over 600 pages, the first quarter. And I worked on it with our Mixed Nuts translator, Diamond Cutter Classics translator, Adam Andrade. We worked together on it for about 5 years. And this idea is that in order to touch the diamond world, it's very, very useful to understand all the different categories of things in the universe, okay? So in this tradition, we distinguish between knowing everything in the universe, which takes a lot of work, or knowing all the general categories that things are divided into. So if you just can learn all the different groups of things that exist in the universe, you've come much closer to the diamond world, okay? To really, first you have to recognize that there is a higher reality, like the floor, like the stone under the floor that you walk over every day. First you have to realize that such a thing exists, okay? And then to try to touch it, it helps a lot to see where does the diamond world sit, in which box, in the bigger box of all the things in the universe, okay? So if you can, for example, divide the world into changing things and unchanging things. If the whole world was in a box, and the box had two parts, well, where would the diamond world be, and where would I be? And we can say that the box of all the things in the universe is basically split into two parts. One part is filled with stuff that never changes. It's just sitting there without changing. By the way, it could go out of existence, or it could stay in existence. But even if it goes out of existence, it never changes on the way. Okay? It just blinks out. Okay? So you've got stuff that never changes. Some of it stays around forever. Some of it comes, goes. We don't say come and go. Goes into existence, comes out of existence. Then there's all the other stuff in the world, like you and me, our minds, our legs, our arms, our thoughts, our everything is changing every second, millisecond, tuck, 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 tuck. It's changing very, very fast. So if you had a big box with all the stuff in the world, in the universe, here's the stuff that never changes, even though it might go out of existence. And then here's all the stuff that does change. Where is the diamond world? It's over in this part of the box. Where are you? You're over in this kind of part of the box, okay? And then we're going to keep dividing this box more and more. And as we get down into the different drawers of the box, we'll be, making the more and more clear which box is holding the diamond world. So that's going to help you a lot when you go to try to touch it. Okay. Okay. Life tool number 4. It's a special meditation, and it's very sexy and very, very beautiful. Okay, and it's deep. It's very, very deep. People always imagining that you could go into a meditation and see the whole universe or something. We have these, we always picture some, kung fu master sitting, staring at the wall, and they suddenly go to another world or something. That's kind of a silly idea. But on the other hand, there is such kind of meditations, and you're going to learn one in this level 7. We're going to go through 4 different types, 4 different concepts of what is space, what does space mean, okay? And you can think of space as the blue sky. That's one kind of space. You can think of outer space, the black space that holds the planets and the stars. Or you can think of space as the place between you and me, right? The empty place between you and me. But you can also think of space in a much, much deeper way. Okay, there's a much, much deeper way of understanding what space is, and that's the space that allows you to be successful. Okay, and that's a deep thing. All right, there's a space, there's an empty place that gives you the power to be successful and to be everything you want and to have everything you want. There's a kind of an empty place that if you could get used to it, if you could find that place and go there and get used to it, you could fill it up with all the things you want, okay? And it's kind of amazing. It's the fourth kind of space. So there'll be, their Life Tool 4 will be teaching you different kinds of space. Life Tool 5 will be talking about the idea of something which is impossible. And to put it simply, you know, my wife and I, we still like to go, maybe we're old-fashioned, we like to go to the movie theater and watch a movie on a big screen. You know, we don't want to have a big TV in our house. Sometimes we watch something on my computer, which is not very big. And, but we enjoy going to a movie and watching stuff on the screen. And I remember one time when I was in a movie theater, and I don't know, it's like Star Wars, and some bad guy was hurting some good guy. And this kid jumped up and ran down to the movie screen and started banging on the screen. And then we realized he was trying to stop the bad guy because he thought the movie was real. He thought the movie was real. And then he went down and he was slapping the movie screen, and his mom went and got him and brought him back. And imagine if that child had hurt his hand, okay? If he banged on the movie screen to stop the movie of a bad guy hurting a good guy, then that would be kind of silly. You know, here's a kid who's looking at something that everybody else knows it's not real. But the kid wants to help the person getting hurt. And the kid goes down and bangs on the screen with their hand to stop the bad guy. And everything we do in our life is very, very similar, okay? When we try to stop people from hurting other people, or even when we try to help other people, we are doing something fundamentally mistaken. What we think is there is not there. And therefore, what we do to help is also not very effective. It's like slapping a guy inside a movie on the screen at your local movie theater. It doesn't have anything to do with stopping that guy from hurting somebody, okay? So try to imagine a whole world where all of our reactions and all of our hopes to do something are just completely mistaken, okay? And then you have an idea of why we need to see the diamond world, why we have to touch it. Okay, we're gonna keep going through the life tools. Let's take a break, and I'll see you for the second half. Okay.
The DCI Global High Performance teachers are trained at the Sedona College of International Management. Here they learn the 4 legs of the table. These are the tools that enable anyone to become a great teacher of ancient wisdom in the modern world. During 14 days they commit themselves to mastering the DCI global system and to mastering the skills to share the knowledge in an accurate and practical way. They aim to help you reach your goals by planting the right seeds. You can also become a great DCI global teacher. Apply to attend our academic sessions at SCIM Online. We provide classes in English, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and Russian.
I think it's a great chance to be more successful, and it's a great chance to see how fast can we grow DCI Global. How can each of you become a real entrepreneur to spread this wisdom in the world? Hi, welcome back to our preview of the 14 life tools in DCI Level 7. After that, we're going to have a small frequently asked questions, FAQs, about this level. We'll go through that together. But first, let's finish up these life tools and talk about them. Again, I'm just planting a seed in your heart. Just relax. Be a happy sponge. Just relax, open up your mind, catch as much as you can without going crazy. And just, I found that if you don't relax, I think you get some resistance to the ideas. So there's this kind of happy, relaxed attitude that, okay, I don't understand what he's talking about, but I realize I'm planting seeds. And because of those seeds, later on, I will understand what he's talking about, okay? And again, if something is really valuable, it takes hard work. You don't get to be an Olympic athlete unless you practice every day. All of us would like to be a gold medal winner in the Olympics, but we realized that we would have to commit ourselves to learning how to do that, and we'd have to spend some time. And it's the same with DCI Level 7. Really understanding DCI Level 7 is kind of like winning the gold medal at the Olympics. It doesn't take that much work, but it does take some steady, relaxed, open sponge work. Okay, here we got a picture of a surfer in Indonesia. And I used to surf with my brothers and in San Diego, California. And I think somebody asked me, how old were you when you started? I think we were 7 or 8 years old. And we were so small that two of us had to carry the surfboard together. One would walk in the front of the board and one would hold the back of the board. And we would take turns. We would share the same board. And later, my brother got very good at it, and he went to Hawaii. He was one of the best surfers in Hawaii. And I went and visited him for 6 months one time, and I was riding waves this big or bigger, and it's very dangerous, it's very frightening, and it's very beautiful. So why I have this picture of a surfer on a wave, in Life Tool 6, which is called Triggering the Inner Vision, we cover a topic which appears in an ancient book. And by the way, all these life tools are taken from ancient books, ancient ideas, from the Geshe course. I studied them for many, many years. There's a great, wonderful book, maybe you heard about it, written almost 2,000 years ago by a great Indian teacher named Vasubandhu. And it's called Abhidharma Kosha, which means the treasure house of higher knowledge. And this is 8 very difficult chapters. Each one can take you many months to finish. I memorized the first 3 or 4 chapters. It's very deep. And each chapter deals with a different topic. And the second chapter deals with one of the topics is the different kinds of causes and the different kinds of conditions or factors. So you can think of the whole universe, everything that grows, like trees or events, like wars or, I don't know, economic good times, events, trees, everything has a cause, okay? Anything that changes has a cause. And there is a list of the major causes and a list of the secondary causes. There's a very deep list. It takes a long time to study. It's not easy to study. And then it gets refined for 2,000 years. It gets more and more refined. And by the way, the tradition that we are studying, the tradition which is the foundation for DCI levels, it's an interesting tradition because normally, if there's some guy 2,000 years ago has some great idea and discovers a new idea, then kind of what's typical in history, human beings, we tend to lose information. You know, it's a tendency among human beings because of wars, because of famines, because of disruptions in the world's life. It often happens that information, which is passed on from generation to generation, gets corrupted, or parts get lost, or people forget things, or people don't understand something and then people stop explaining it correctly. That's the normal human tendency. I think they call it, what is it, entropy or something, but things tend to fall apart, buildings fall down, cities fall down, countries fall down. Things tend to fall apart, human bodies fall down. But this particular tradition, because of our seeds, I guess, it gets stronger every century. Okay, it gets more and more beautiful, more and more well-defined, easier and easier to use, deeper and deeper as the centuries go by. And that's kind of very unusual itself, okay? So what you've got is 2,000 years ago, somebody explaining all the different kinds of causes and conditions. And the reason they're explaining it is they want to help you touch the diamond world, okay? It's not like science where they just teach you some principles like gravity or electricity or ideas like this, impetus, atomic structure. It's not just to collect information. Learning these ideas has the goal, as the ultimate goal of helping you to touch the diamond world. And so we went to that ancient book, which my teacher taught me for 12 years, almost every day, almost 2-3 hours, 4 hours a day. And he taught me that book, and then I suddenly understood this presentation of causes, big causes and little causes. You can say conditions or factors, main causes and secondary causes. And the reason you study those causes, the reason to talk about them, the reason to think about them, is because we want to trigger this one peak experience, okay? We want to trigger this peak experience of touching the diamond world. If you can touch it, again, I repeat, you could build the largest diamond jewelry business in the world. Warren Buffett would buy it. You'd have millions of dollars to help people. And this is all because of, if you could touch the diamond world, that would happen, okay? So you need to know the causes and the conditions that help you trigger this experience. So life tool number 6, we go through all those different causes. I chose the surfer because of one of those causes is a very interesting idea, that everything that happens in the world affects something else in the world, okay? That's a very deep idea. And I like to say, if a baby is born in England, on a Wednesday, and this surfer on the other side of the world in Indonesia was taking a nice wave on Tuesday, there's a cause and effect relationship. It's a very intriguing idea, okay? This guy having fun on a big wave. By the way, he's probably not having fun. He's probably scared out of his mind. This guy having fun in Indonesia is affecting somebody in England who's having a baby the next day, okay? There's a huge network of connection between all the things and all the people in the world. And we're going to talk about that kind of causation, that kind of relationships, and this deeper knowledge of what triggers other things in the world is going to help you trigger this peak experience, okay? The reason we study all the different kinds of causes in the universe is so that we can take advantage of special causes to trigger this peak experience. And by the way, triggering this peak experience has to be very, what do you call that, intentional. Okay, it doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by good luck, you know. I mean, there's this kind of rumor that, you know, some kung fu master 1,000 years ago is cutting wood and suddenly something happens to him or her and they see emptiness or something like that. That's not true at all, okay? That's like saying I got a gold medal in the Olympics by accident. You know, there's no such thing, okay? It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of knowledge. It takes level 7 to have this peak experience. So in Life Tool 6, we'll be looking deeper into the triggers that can trigger this experience for you. Life Tool 7, which we're going to move on to, one of the main triggers, okay, after we study all the kinds of triggers in general, we're going to be studying Life Tool number 7, the best kind of seeds that you can plant to touch the diamond world. So there's work you can do at home. There's work you can do at work. There's work you can do when you're at the gym or taking a walk. You can prepare the field of your mind and for farming with these ultimate seeds, okay? And there's different ways. The reason here we have the footprints in the sand is the idea of mental imprints, okay? There's specific actions that you can take to make imprints in your mind or to place seeds in your mind. And if you do it with training, if you do it cleverly, then touching the diamond world will grow in your mind in the same way that rice or wheat grows automatically if you just plant the right seeds. You know, the idea is plant the right seeds, understand the seeds, and then sit back and relax. And you will touch the diamond world. In fact, you can't stop it, okay? If you plant the right seeds, if you make the right impressions in your mind, then this transformative experience, this peak experience, which allows you to do just about anything in the world, will come up, it will happen by itself, okay? You just need to know the right seeds. And those seeds are unusual, okay? I can say they are highly unusual, okay? And it's not something you would discover on your own. It's not something that just by accident you could read about in a book and you would understand it. It takes training to plant these most powerful seeds that can trigger the direct experience of the diamond world, okay? Life tool number 8. If somebody comes up to me and says, well, what's the one thing I can do that will really help me have this peak experience, you know, this experience that's going to transform my life? What's the one thing I could think about that would help me the most? And this brings us to Life Tool 8. And it's called quality and characteristic. Okay, quality and characteristic. And look, I know you understand the two words. You know what quality is, and you know what characteristic or characteristic of something. You know what that means. But there's a deeper meaning of these two words. Okay, there's a very, very deep meaning of these two words that we will be studying in Life Tool 8. It's not an easy topic. It takes some courage. It takes some persistence. It takes the ability to stay calm while you're confused, okay? But again, this is how you learn deep things, okay? You don't get very precious things without hard work and without some problems, okay? anytime you do a big project, I'm doing this stupid cafe, there's about 1,000 different laws, there's 1,000 different things I have to get ready. And you just have to be persistent and patient. Okay, do this one thing, get it done. Okay, second thing, yep, okay. Do that thing, okay, I'll do that. Third thing, okay, I can do that. So you just step by step go through the manual. We'll take you through the manual. We have a great team of professors. I wrote this DCI level, I don't remember how many years ago, call it probably 7 or 8 years ago. And then I started training people. And some of the professors here at DCI, they trained with me, the assistant professors trained with me. And I can say that they have done a very, very good job, okay? We have a great team. And, in the early years, it was kind of lonely. It was kind of like, just before we did this class, I was talking to Seiji's wife, Noor, and she had her baby, Maitri, there. And, the first few years of a parent, I have never been a parent, but I imagine it's kind of lonely, like the baby can't talk to you. The baby doesn't really understand what's going on. The baby's just demanding food, And then as you get older, and as the baby matures, I imagine, I've never been a parent, but I imagine it becomes a different sort of relationship. You can talk to them, you can talk about your problems with them. They become another adult in time, and they become someone that you can talk to. And it's the same process here at DCI. In the early years, it was most of the weight was on me, and I had to do most of the teaching. And fortunately, we've been lucky to attract very, very highly intelligent people, men and women, and very, very capable men and women around the world. All the DCI organizers, the teachers who teach around the world, they have grown up, and they will be helping me teach you, and they can, and they do a good job. They do a really good job. It's a pleasure for me to teach with them, and it's just really satisfying for me, like a dad, to watch my kids teach, and they're really fine teachers. And nowadays I like to sneak into class and learn from them new ideas that they thought of, and it's very satisfying for me. So life tool number 8, the word cars. Let's go back to the automobiles, you guys. Yeah, life tool number 8. Cars, if you think about it, is sort of a general quality. Okay, car, to be a car. Carness, can we say carness? There's the reason I put this sign up here. Cars that's sort of the general idea of a car in your mind. We can say archetype, or the mother idea of a car in your mind. It has something to do with the first car your mom ever taught you the word for. This first time you use a word, or the first time somebody teaches you a word, and you connect a picture of a car with the sound car. When you make these connections, we call it quality. Okay, quality means the general concept of a certain object or quality. And then you have all those individual cars. This is some parking lot in New Jersey where they unload cars from Japan or something, and I've been there. There's thousands of new cars sitting there. You feel like you want to go there and just ask them to give you one, because they have so many. And those are the individual cars in the universe, So there's a big difference between the idea of a car in your mind and then all the individual cars that are driving around your country or your city right now, right? There's a big difference between car as a concept and the individual metal things with four wheels that are driving around in your country. But what we're going to learn in this level 7 is that maybe there's not such a big difference, okay? That's a deep, deep idea. I'll say it again. When you close your eyes and say car, or you think of, I don't know, the first car your mom ever taught you the word car, think about that car, and then open your eyes and walk out of the building here and get in your car and drive away. It feels like there's a big difference between the car as an idea and then car as something you drive. But what we're going to learn when we get close to touching the diamond world is that maybe there's not such a big difference. And if you could appreciate that, and if you could think about it a lot, in theory, it might be possible for you to get yourself a new car in a much more efficient and easy way than collecting money for a few years, okay? Because the existence of a car is largely the idea of car. If you understand how to use those ideas properly, you can have a new car. You can make a new car. You can make a new car for free. I got my new car for free, by the way. And that's possible if you understand Life Tool 8. We'll talk about it. Okay, Life Tool 9, you have a little boy here. I love this picture. I don't know. This is how I used to feel in the library at my school when I was a kid. I remember the magic of going into a library and being surrounded by books and pulling down books off the shelf. And this picture represents 4 different practical methods that you can use to trigger this deeper understanding or touching the diamond world. There's 4 just kind of normal things you can do that will help you to touch the diamond world. They build skills that you can use to touch the diamond world. One of them is regular study of the great classics, the kind of classics that the Mixed Nuts Translation Group is translating. And that's one of the 4 daily activities you can do to get ready to touch the diamond world. Okay, Life Tool 10 is called a pot on the stove. This is talking about triggering a very personal experience where for the first time in your whole life, you watch a seed open in your mind and you watch a luminous picture come out of the seed and go out to the outside world and make an object, okay? Put together an object with the pictures and the pieces. So the pieces in this case is the round silver color of this pot. By the way, it's not a pot yet, right? To your eyeballs. Your eyeballs cannot decide what a thing is. That's your brain. Okay, so if your eyeballs detect some silver color, round, and some black straight thing, by the way, your eye cannot identify things. Your eye just can record colors and shapes. But then in theory, your eye talks to your brain and says, oh, we got shapes and colors here. What do you think it is? And brain says, I think you got a pot out on the stove, you know. Actually, what we find out in Life Tool 10 is that that's not how you see a pot on the stove, okay? How do you see it is a deep process of a picture coming out of your mind and not a picture of and not something you see out there coming into your mind, okay? The world is coming this way, and the world is not coming this way, okay? We're going to study that in Life Tool 10. Life Tool 11, we got this diamond. Again, this is when you touch the diamond world directly, okay? When you have a personal experience in deep, deep meditation, and then you make contact with this ultimate reality that's been around you all the time, like the stone under the train station, but you never saw it before. And when you finally touch it directly, it changes you permanently, okay? I like to say, I know it's a kind of a bad example, but you know, the first time you have a sexual experience with another person, you know, first time you have intercourse with another person, we say you are changed forever. Before that, we call you a virgin. After that, we say you're not a virgin anymore. There's a moment at which you change your ontological status, or the level of being who you are changes on that day. And when you touch the diamond world, it's a similar process. You become a different kind of person, and you really open up your full potential. Okay, life tool number 12. It's called, this is about all the cool experiences that you're going to have basically on the same day that you touch the diamond world. And they are extraordinary. They're kind of all the things you ever dreamed of, you know. Just imagine, I don't know, just imagine you could really communicate with a dolphin, that you could sit down and really talk to them. That'd be kind of cool, right? And that's just a tiny example, but very deep experiences are triggered when you touch the diamond world. Life tool 13, it's called Keeping a Diamond. Here you have Geshe Michael's meditation ring, and I don't know, when you see the diamond world, when you touch it, finally touch it, you will have the desire to keep diamonds around, to keep them close to you. They are not the diamond world, but they symbolize the diamond world. And so we'll be talking about the importance of keeping a diamond near you or having a diamond around, and what does it mean. I'm not saying you have to buy a diamond from me, I don't care. Get it wherever you can. If possible, a raw diamond. But to keep one nearby you has some kind of, what do we call that? There's a fancy psychological word. It's a sympathetic resonance, okay? The presence of a diamond near you helps you see the diamond world, okay? All right, life tool number 14, the last life tool. We'll be describing human evolution. You know, fish comes out on the beach, fish grows into a monkey grows into a human being learns to walk and farm and fight with sticks. And then in the final evolution of human life, they touch the diamond world. And you can see the guy on the right, he's touching a diamond, he's got a diamond in his hand. I made this image, I'm not very good at it. But he's supposed to be holding a diamond. And after you touch the diamond world, you actually become a different form of life. You become a different life form. And it's a much more advanced life form that now has a kind of a knowledge that can change the whole world. It can bring peace to the entire world. It can bring prosperity to the entire world. When you touch the diamond world, it's not just that it changes you. It's not just that. It changes you in a way that really helps everybody else in the world. And isn't that what life is about? So we'll be talking about that kind of evolution and that kind of help that you can give the whole world if you really work through DCI level 7 and you really learn it deeply. So we'll see you there in level 7. I look forward to working with you on it. To me, it's the most important thing I ever do in my life is to share level 7 with people. So I hope we can see each other again and work through level 7 together. We're going to go on to some frequently asked questions. And if you want, you can tune into that little section. Okay. See you then, and good luck.
Okay, that was Geshe Michael Roach with the introduction session for level 7, which is touching the diamond world. I have been trying to summarize, send my summary to the chat box vigorously. I think you might have seen that, a lot of notes here. And I think those are gems. Okay, those are gems. I can feel that Geshe Michael actually summarized the whole level very well in the 1-hour talk just now. And I guess those are really mind-boggling. And I'm not sure how many people can follow. And I'm not sure how many people can digest the whole content. All right. If you can really read through the notes, if you can really understand what is written in there, I think maybe I can say you don't have to come to level 7 already, because this is everything. Geshe Michael, yes, he gave a summary. He didn't give everything here, but I think this alone should be enough to help you move forward. Okay, but if you want to go deeper, if you want to go further, if you want to understand why we say certain things, if you want to really, really understand why we need to do certain things and why do we say certain things, I think it is not an exaggeration to say that you can only get this from DMO wisdom. All right, Cynthia. So I am not being I'm not being too proud of myself, but I can say that we are in the right place. Our team is fully equipped to discuss all this with everyone. Okay, so I'm still feeling very excited with what Geshe Michael has just presented, and I think it's something that we really need. We really need to understand, to grasp all this very desperately. Okay, so okay, let's continue. Let's start with the content. Let's start with a review. Okay, so why is level 7 called touching the diamond world? I think a lot of we have listened from Geshe Michael that the diamond world is just a code word. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. This diamond world is it is existing parallelly in our reality. So he described this in life tool number 1, 2 worlds that we are living in. He's using the Central Station, New York Central Station, to describe 2 levels of reality. The surface, where people are busy, million people busy, going through the station every day, going to work, going home, coming and going from everywhere. That is the surface reality. On the other hand, at the bottom, we call it the deeper reality, is the bedrock, is the foundation of the rock that is holding everything together. It is very strong. It is holding all the skyscrapers in Manhattan. that is making up the New York City. I know our friend translator from Indonesia, Rini, has been living in New York. And I think she can also attest that New York is a very crowded place. It is a very busy place, but the bedrock below is quiet, is steady, it is holding everything. What we want to tell you here is that in our life, we have our surface reality, we have our life, we have our family, we have our work, we have our environment. It is the surface. We are busy day in, day out. We are doing what we need to do. In fact, in Singapore, Malaysia, and other countries, we are celebrating Mother's Day this weekend. This is our surface reality. But what we want to tell you is that beside this surface reality, there is a deeper reality. And this deeper reality is there, existing parallelly. We might not be aware. It's okay. But in level 7, we want to encourage you to start exploring this parallel reality. And then if we one day can touch this deeper level of reality, we can become very, very successful. Accessing this deeper reality, we call it touching the diamond world. It is such a big world. It is such a big term because it will then change ourselves. It will change. In the last life tool 14, Geshe Michael gave a picture. It is our evolution. We become as if you look at a picture from the primitive, from the animal, we become human. In fact, we can say we become a perfect human. We become very, very successful, both for ourselves and also for everybody around us. Now, in order to reach this final evolution, which is touching the diamond world, this is where all the other life tools come in. Life tool number 2, all the way to 13. We will learn all the theory in level, we call it level 7. And then in DMO Wisdom, we will have the application lab. We will then guide you through how to use this in our life. We have what we call in one of the life tools, we call it the 4 dailies, the 4 activities that we need to do daily, every day. And of course, we will give you additional 2 more to make it 6 that will really speed up our process. When we say evolution, it means that slowly you will also become the perfect form of human, but it will take a long time. Now, my question to you, do you want to become successful very quickly now, or you want to let the nature take its course, slowly evolving, and one day become very successful? If you are like me, I want to become successful very, very quickly. I want to be able to help people around me very, very quickly. I want to see my family members, my friends, to become very successful, to enjoy this life, and to help even more people. So this is what we are going to learn here. Life tool number 2, we talk about what diamond world is all about. Why do we use the word diamond? We learn that it is a parallel reality. It exists in our world now, just that we don't see it. And we are going to use the word diamond to explain about this one. Okay, I can just tell you one example. If you have a wall, we talk about the glass, right? Glass panel. If the glass panel is very clear, sometimes we can't see it. Like yesterday or 2 days ago when my wife and we arrived back in Singapore, Changi Airport, right? Terminal 3. For those of you who have been to Terminal 3, there is this Bacha coffee shop at Changi Airport, very big. And the glass is very clear, mind you. I was walking and then the glass was so clear, I almost walked through the glass. But luckily, my logic suddenly told me, hey, this is not supposed to be walkable. So luckily I stopped and I realized there was a glass in front of me. So this is what Diamond World is all about. It is around us, but we just cannot see. But luckily I didn't knock on the glass because my mind, my logic alerted me, hey, my eyes look through as if I can walk through, but my mind told me, no, you have to stop. This is not a pathway. This is a glass wall. And I stopped just in time not to knock on the wall, on the glass. Otherwise, it will be very funny, right? So yes, in Life Tool 2, we learn why we use the term diamond. Life Tool 3, we talk about jewelry box, the classifications of everything in the world. Simply said, Geshe Michael presented all the things in the universe we can divide into changing and unchanging. Changing things, basically they don't change. They only get into existence and get out of existence. That is changing things. Come to the application lab, we will go deeper into this, right? And then that is unchanging. Changing means what? We are changing day by day, minutes by minute. Okay. I see my friend here, Joey Chang, for example. You know, the Joey that I met, it has been a while that I have not seen Joey before. But Joey that I met the last time, I think 5 years ago, 6 years ago, because I've not seen her for 5, 6 years. She will look different now, you see, after 6 years. But the people I see almost regularly, like Ann Chong. Yeah, I have not met her for this trip, but I have been seeing her on the Zoom, and then I've been seeing her, I've been chatting with her, you know, because I am seeing Ann Chong every day, almost very frequently. I might not realize the changes in her. So that is the characteristic of changing things. So where is this Diamond World? Changing or unchanging? This is where we need to learn. This is where we need to know so that we can actually put our mind into one day to touch the Diamond World. Love tool number 4, there is this meditation called 4 Spaces Meditation. So we will go into the practice using this meditation. In our application lab, we will go deeper into why we do these 4 spaces, why those 4 spaces, why not 3, why not 5, why those 4, why the blue space, why the outer space, why the empty space, and why the emptiness space. What are the differences? We need to understand, we need to know what they are so that we can practice correctly. Yes, you can blindly follow the meditation. You will still get the benefit. But if you understand why, the benefit will be much, much more powerful. Again, you will only get this in DMO wisdom, okay? You might be feeling strange. Why is this Sugeng talking about only the DMO wisdom? Because let me tell you, I am very honored to be invited into the Mixed Nuts team. And that is where we really cook the content very, very deeply. And we are not afraid of questions. Any questions you have, please feel free to bring it up. I will do my best to answer if I know the answer. Otherwise, if not, I have the backup of the Mixed Nuts team behind me. And I am very proud of our members, you know. We all go very deep. I'm going to tell a bit of this story later when we talk about the different levels of learning. Okay, different levels of learning. So Life Tool 5, it talks about 3 kinds of impossible. There are 3 kinds of impossible that we need to understand. And this is very much related to our worldview. And this worldview is related to advanced level 3 that we are going to teach in November this year. Wow, my time is getting short. Okay, let's quickly move on. Okay, so this is Life Tool 5. We learn the 3 kinds of impossible so that we can actually approach the diamond world. In advanced level 2, we learn about elimination. So by understanding the 3 kinds of impossible to eliminate, we can go faster into touching the diamond world. Life Tool 6. What is Life Tool 6? Life Tool 5. Okay, Life Tool 6, we talk about triggers. This is where Geshe Michael talked about the surfer in Indonesia affecting a woman delivering a baby in London, right? So this is talking about the causes and conditions, triggering experience. So we want to understand the kinds of causes and conditions and the triggers that can help us experience the touching of the diamond world. Now, talking about this topic, right? Why do we learn this very deep topic now? And Geshe Michael gave an example about he was put into class 15 when he was in class 3. It's the same thing for me. The first time I attended Mixed Nuts in 2017, January, it was a culture shock for me. I didn't understand anything at all. I didn't understand the Tibetan at all. I didn't understand the topics and the concepts that the team were talking about. But I persevered. I attended every session. I listened to the content. Although I didn't understand, I let the seeds planted into my mind and I let them cook in my mind. And I'm happy to say that 5 years, 6 years, 7 years after that, the seeds started ripening. And I think I'm in a better position to serve all of you with all these difficult questions about all this deeper wisdom. All right. So this is what I want to say. Life Tool 7, after Life Tool 6, talking about the triggers, we learn about the best kind of seeds that we can plant to touch the diamond world. Life Tool 8, this is a very difficult idea, quality and characteristic. It is talking about, Geshe Michael is using car, and he's talking about if we understand the concept of car, maybe we can get a car even without money. And I don't want to talk too much, but we just got a car in US. Yay! I think I really believe that this is all coming from seeds. And yeah, quality and characteristics really work. Life Tool 9, we talk about the 4 dailies that I just mentioned, the 4 things we need to do every day. And in DMO Wisdom, we will give you 2 more to accelerate your progress to touch the diamond world. Life Tool 10, the pot on the stove. This is the experience before touching the diamond world. We will equip you so that you know when you are going to touch, and then you can get the necessary preparation. Life Tool 11 is the experience of touching the diamond world, shared by somebody who has gone through it, so you know when you are experiencing it. Life Tool 12 is what is happening after that. Life Tool 13 is what we want to do to remember the experience. And Life Tool 14 is about human evolution. All right. So in simply said, all these are the life tools that we are going to learn. It becomes 14. Normally it's 12. So because of the topic of the difficulty level, Geshe Michael added 2 more life tools to make this level comprehensive. Okay, so I'm feeling very excited, not only because this is a while before we had our last event, but this level is really something very profound. And I really strongly believe that DMO wisdom can really serve you well by giving you all the necessary information and discussion that will help you propel forwards. Yes, I know the daily other practices are important, but imagine if you understand why you need to do certain things, if you know why certain things come about and why we use certain terms, that will really help your practice even better. Okay, we are not telling you, hey, trust me, just do this, but we will tell you why you need to do something. All right, and then we also will tell you what you will get when you do some things accordingly by correct understanding. So I think that's all from me, the review, and we are going into the Q&A sessions. Do we have any questions from the floor? I saw just now JT from Indonesia, Juniorto Tunggal, asked me if this is similar to the touching the diamond wall. Yes. No. Direct perception of emptiness. My answer is yes. But direct perception of emptiness is a very difficult word, and not many people can really understand it. So we use the term touching the diamond wall. And touching the parallel reality, touching the deeper reality that we are not aware exists around us. So first we need to be aware. Second, we need to learn how to touch it. And then when we touch it, we will become very, very successful. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions from the team? Matrix, yeah. In fact, yeah, it's like Matrix movie. In fact, you see, all those what we call sci-fi, science fiction, they are there. Yes, we know that those are imaginations from the author, but for somebody to be able to imagine, that means they might have seen it or experienced it. Okay, so it's not something which is impossible or out of the world, but it is a possibility that is out there. I think it's good that it's good for you to sit back and really reflect on all those things. The fact that all of you are here together listening to Geshe Michael's teaching about this very deep wisdom, that means we have a little bit of seeds ripening at this moment to let us hear all these things. Even if you don't understand, it's okay. The fact that we heard about it, we just need to feel happy. We just need to realize that we have the seeds to one day to touch the diamond world and become very successful. Yes, we have the seeds, but here I would like to invite everyone, come and learn together so that we can make the seeds even bigger, so that the seeds can open up faster and sooner. Okay, so this is what I want to say, right? So, okay, while waiting for questions, shall we turn on our camera and take photo together? Okay, let's have a photo taking. And while you turn on the camera, please think of any questions you want to ask, okay? Any questions are good questions. Any questions are good questions, all right? So, yeah. Okay, all of you, who is taking photo? Ing Hui, is that?
Yeah, I'll take.
Okay, come, all of you, please turn on your camera if it is convenient for you. And then, yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
I will take now. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, done.
Okay, thank you. All right, any Other questions? I'm very happy to see all the friends here. Michael, is level 7 related to sixth sense? I would say there are different topics, right? There are different topics. Sixth sense is our feeling. And level 7 is talking about demon world. In fact, I would say that, yes, we tell you there is this demon world which exists parallelly. And I believe a lot of people have this feeling that it is there. Even before we tell you today, some of you might have felt that, hey, there is something existing parallelly. Yeah. So yeah, sixth sense is our way of communicating with our, I would say, our subconscious mind. Yeah. So sixth sense is our way of communicating with our subconscious mind, and somehow deep inside our mind, called subconscious mind, we know something else exists somewhere. Yeah. So that is called sixth sense, and it is a very important tool in our life. But of course, different people will have a different level of sixth sense. For me, I'm a very logical person. I didn't believe in sixth sense before. I'm an engineer, okay? You can't blame me. I'm a very logical person. I will always ask for proof. I will always ask for something real. And coming to the system, in fact, if you observe, a lot of people in this system, in our system, are people who are very, very logical. And the beauty about Geshe Michael's teaching is that he can prove all his teachings to us so that we can accept all this very, very clearly, very well. So in order to prove the diamond world, he showed us the central station in New York, right? So that is at least something very logical to, hey, yes, beside the surface level, there is a deeper level, right? So yes, that is sixth sense. And in our group, in our system, we take it further. We use logic to prove our sixth sense. And we have all the backup information thanks to the ALL, Asian Legacy Libraries, with all the documents, with all the ancient texts that they have input into the system. We can always show you the proof, and we can always show you that, hey, all these are not our imagination. Yes, Helena, you have something to say?
Yes, I have a question. I was
Yes, please.
listening to the live tool number 7. It says to plant the right seed, then we are able to create that kind of diamond world. How do we get to that kind of state?
Live tool 7.
Yeah, it talks about the best kind of seed when Geshe Michael explaining. So can you elaborate more on this?
Yeah. So we talk about, in Live tool 6, we talk about the triggers, right? Different kind of causes and conditions. And then in Live tool 7, we talk about the best kind of seeds to plant.
Yep.
Best kind of seeds to plant. So Geshe Michael didn't talk much about this. He only mentioned that there are seeds that we can plant, and of course there are best kind of seeds that we can plant to touch the diamond world. For example, we talk about, let's say we talk about planting, let's say we talk about 4 steps, right? We talk about planting seeds. We know that in order to plant seeds, in order to plant money seeds, we need to be generous. But there are different kind of generosity that we can do. We talk about the fertile soil, right? So different kind of generosity on different kind of soil will give us different results. And obviously we learn that in order to get our result quickly, we want to put the seeds onto the most fertile soil. That is one. And then in that is in level 1. In level 5, in level 4, we talk about the raw seeds. How do we make our seeds? How do we mix the seeds that we are going to plant as big as possible so that the fruit will ripen as quickly as possible? We talk about the raw seeds, remember? So all these are the factors that we need to consider when we plant the normal seeds. When we plant the normal seeds. Now, when we talk about touching the diamond world, in level 7, we are talking about the best seeds we can plant in order to touch the diamond world. Yeah, there are few, but I don't think I want to talk about them much now. Yeah, mostly because we don't have enough time. But without the foundation, without the other life tools, the earlier life tools, I think we will have to spend a lot of time talking about this. Okay, so this is what I can answer you. Okay, Helena, is that good enough?
Yes, thank you very much.
Maybe I can give you a bit of tips, right?
Yeah.
It's actually related to the quality and characteristics that we are covering in level 8. So level 8 is actually a meditation on the quality and characteristics. But level 7, we talk about how we can implement, how we can apply these quality and characteristics. And quality means the group, characteristics means the details. So we need to understand the group and the details. What kind of group and what kind of details we want to focus on. This is covered very, very thoroughly in level 7. Yeah. In fact, this level 7 was covered by, I was involved in level 7 in the teaching. So if you come to learn, you will hear from me also. It was covered by Wang Xia, Max, and myself. Maybe to give you a bit of understanding, we talk about coffee cup. We talk about coffee cup, right? So there are 3 kinds of characteristics that we are talking about. Just a simple existence of coffee cup. And then we talk about the second quality with various kind of coffee cup. And finally, the third kind of characteristic is why a coffee cup is a coffee cup. Yeah, so this is, in short, this is what we are talking about in level 7. And in order to help us get into touching diamond world, is actually the third kind of coffee cup that we are talking about. Okay, so first is the normal coffee cup. Second is the different kind of coffee cups. And the third understanding is what makes a coffee cup a coffee cup. What makes a car a car. And then we are going into this exercise of understanding a car, the car, and the carness of the car. Okay, and so Inghui rolling her eyes already. I mean, all these are important exercise that we need to really, really understand. And it is not impossible. It is not impossible. All right. So I would like to invite all of you to join us so that we can go through all these exercises together to plant all the necessary seeds. So Dawn is asking, one of the meditations, we will learn to see how seed ripen in our mind. Not really in this sense. Yeah. How seeds ripen in our mind. Actually, we do this in advanced level 2. That is actually advanced level. But in level 7, we don't talk about how seeds ripen, but we talk about first we talk about the causes and triggers, right? Causes and triggers. And then we learn about the quality and characteristics. And then of course we have, so at near the end of the level, we learn about what we will experience before touching, what we are experiencing when we are touching, and what we'll experience after the touching. So it's about the process. It's not so much about seeds ripen in our mind. But if you want to really go through this process of ripening, we actually did it in advanced level 2. Yeah, advanced level 2. In fact, we did this a little bit in level 3, if you remember. Okay, in level 3, we had a meditation to see how seeds ripen, but that is very, very, I would say very little. Okay, but the actual meditation to see how seeds ripen is in advanced level 2. But I mean, if there is an interest, we can always go through that meditation together during the application lab. All right. Okay. Any more questions? I don't know whether you can see it, but talking about level 7, I'm very, very excited, you know. If you have questions, I can answer you the whole day because I just love the content. A lot of people are afraid of level 7, but I am very excited. I think the content is really powerful and wonderful. Before the advanced level, I felt that level 7 is the ultimate. But of course, now we have advanced level 1, 2, and then 3 coming. All these are very, very special. I can say that you won't get this kind of teachings elsewhere, all right? You can get this kind of teaching from Geshe Michael Roach, and DMO Wisdom is well positioned to support everybody's learning in Geshe Michael's tradition. All right. If we don't have any more questions, I would like to pass the mic over, the time over to Teacher Don, who will introduce about our intensive and the details of what you are going to go through. All right, over to you, Teacher Don.
Thank you so much, Teacher Sugan. And I believe today we have learned a lot from Geshe Michael Roach and also from Teacher Sugan. So if you find that you have been beneficial, right, for the past since 10 o'clock, right, can you send your flower in the chat group? Yeah, so that the volunteers will know, so that the teachers will know we are doing the great job. Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, I believe you all have learned something new today, right? Something you have not learned from other levels as well. I believe this is not the aim, and we like to invite you to learn further. As Geshe Michael Roach has mentioned, right? This is one of the most important things that he wants to do in his life, which is to teach level 7. This is how we know how important this level is. And he also mentioned that once we touch the diamond world, our life will be perfect. Imagine that. What kind of life you will live on if your life will be perfect? So now we are inviting you, and please don't miss this opportunity, because by attending this level 7, not only we can learn directly from Geshe Michael teaching, and on top of that, we can send our questions to Geshe Michael, to the HQ, right? The Geshe Michael Roach and the teacher teams will answer your question as well. If we miss this opportunity, perhaps the next time that we can enter or attend this level would be about 2-3 years later. If you have the time, if you have the resources, grab the opportunity. So let me explain to you. In fact, for this level 7, we are going to have it on the 16th, 17th, 18th, and on the 24th and 25th as well. In June. So this will be the online course. And on top of that, not only you will, by entering into this level 7, not only you will be able to attend the online course, and we would like to invite you to attend live in Taipei as well, where you can interact and you can meet Geshe Michael and the teacher teams directly in person. So it's going to happen on the 9, 10, 11 in June. So in fact, the price that you're going to pay, right, is already included, but it as good as airfare, food, and accommodation. So, and today now we have this early bird price, and this price, right, is going to end on 31st May. Please grab the opportunity. And not only that, and how DMO can support you further, besides you attend, directly learn from Geshe Michael Roach, right? Maybe after learning, you may have some question as well, how you can know, how you can learn further. Can we have the next slide? Yes. So yeah, as you can see, right, the time and the dates is already on the screen. But one thing I want to highlight is for DMO, we do provide this application lab, which is led by our teacher Sugan. So I must highlight that I believe you will find very beneficial by attending this application lab, because teacher Sugan is the one that worked very closely with Kashin Michael to dive deeply to study all the ancient wisdom together. So I believe you may have some question, like for example, why we must learn or why we must listen to Pen story for 3,000 times. Yeah, in fact, teacher Sugan can answer you this question. Or maybe you have some question like, why 1 second will only ripen 65 seeds, not 80 seeds, not 50 seeds? Then all these questions, in fact, our dear teacher Sugan will be able to support you and to for us to learn deeper on this. And especially for DMO, right? So we are encouraged to learn, to debate, to challenge what we have learned, but not just to absorb, but we encourage you to learn deeper, to ask questions. This way we can understand further. So the more we understand, the more we understand about this wisdom, then we really know how really this world works. And this will help us to touch the diamond world in a sooner and to live our perfect life faster. Okay, so that's all we have. And if you have any further question, for example, maybe you you like to attend, but perhaps you may have some challenge in the funds issue, right? So you can contact our volunteers, who is Anne and Yan Fang. We are more than happy to support you, right? Together to plan how to plan like the wisdom seed, how to plan the time seed, how to plan the money seed, and to get the opportunity to learn this precious level 7. Okay, so and on top of that, we have already posted the registration link, right, about this course in the chat box also. So please take the opportunity, and yeah, and for further information, you can you can scan the QR code on the screen as well. Then you can know more further information about this package. Okay, so yes, that's all I have. I'm not sure if any one of you have any question about the course. So very often, some of the students, they may ask, oh, I have not attended any level at all. I have not attended the basic level, like level 1, 2, 3. And now you want me to attend the level 7. I find that it will be hard for me to grasp the information. But I would like to share with you that what we learn in level 7, right? So every course is individual teaching. So which means that it's not necessary that we have to learn other level, right? The level before we are qualified to enter into this level 7. So I encourage you, as long as you have the time, right? So you have the resources. So grab the opportunity to learn this first, as what Coach Michael has mentioned, right? So you just sit in, plant the seed. You may not understand, but this will help you to plant a great seed for your future understanding as well. Okay? Yes. If there's no any question, I would like to pass the floor to Teacher Helena. Thank you.
Thank you, Teacher Sugan. Thank you, Teacher Dawn. And thank you everyone for coming this morning. And I'm just excited. And they were just mentioned being a happy sponge. I was just wondering, what's a happy sponge going to be, right? Touching the diamond world. So this is an opportunity that we are able to meet Gershi Michael. If you have an opportunity, come to Taiwan together with us. We are all going together, and imagine the energy and the feelings will be very different. So you have this opportunity to sign up. Click on the link. Don't think so much. I used to think so much like all of you, or maybe because I have to think about this and that. But once you start to decide what's the best for you, give yourself the opportunity to touch the diamond world. So especially after learning 14 lives to do the introduction, I was excited. That's what I was asking. What's the life to number 7? The correct seed. So if any one of you still thinking how, you can always approach us like Teacher Dawn was saying, you need help to plant seed, you can always come back to us. All right. And thank you so much for all your time. Thank you, Indonesian. Terima kasih. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. And then you have from Vietnam. And we also have from Singapore, Malaysia. And I think there's one from Taiwan. 谢谢你哦，今天来这边。So everyone, see you in Taiwan. Very happy for all of you to spend your time here, and happy Mother's Day one more time to all the greatest mother. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you all for attending. Yes.
Yes, please come again. See you.
Yeah.